Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Dresser.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
You can call me Terry if you'd like.
Good to meet you, Terry. Ben, you've been communicating with my secretary
Yes.
about kind of what's going on. She told me a little bit about it. She told me that you were having a problem with your spouse, Dale, and your children. That's pretty much everything I kind of know at the moment. But before we get into that, can I offer you a water or anything?
Sure.
There you go. Not a problem. And I mean, drive over was good. I saw the weather was kind of bad outside.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has turned in the last couple of days. But
I know, it's Wisconsin weather, so.
It is what it is.
Are you born and raised in Wisconsin?
Yeah, I mean, I'm born in Janesville, and now I'm living in Port Washington. So,
Gotcha.
So not too bad of a commute. And
So you're used to the.
I'm used to the weather, and
Right.
I like it. You know, it's kind of that Midwestern sort of feel, and I think I'd be more odd if it actually didn't have seasons.
That's fair.
You know, I think it'd be weird if it was just all snow or all heat, and I kind of like having the mix of autumn and spring.
The
And,
full course meal.
Yeah,
the
I prefer that.
appetizers.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so before we actually begin, just to go over a few semantics, everything discussed today will be held confidential.
Mhm.
The only things that I will have to report is any physical threat of bodily harm to either yourself or someone else.
Okay.
But other than that, everything we discuss here on board will be held confidential.
Okay.
So, as I was stating earlier, my secretary told me you were having an issue with your wife and your children, but it wasn't a divorce issue.
Right.
Could you tell me more about what was going on?
Yeah. So I've been married to Dale for 15 years now, and I have 2 children, and we live over in the Wuthering Hills area of Port Washington. And I have 2 children, Jonah, who's 10, and Ethan, who's 8.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually own our own and operate an export-import business. It's called Transporters.
Transporters?
Transporters, yeah. Really what it is it's, we're kind of I don't want to say a middleman, but we kind of move items. So if there's a factory owner in Korea that needs a tool, they give us the specs, pay us a commission to find it, and then we send it to them. And then that also it works in reverse. If someone here in the U.S. needs something that is only made in Korea, we do that as well. We really never see customers though. What we do is we work mostly by telephone, email, FedEx. So it's really it's not a home business, but it's about as close to a home business as you can get.
Gotcha.
And we were doing pretty well. We were able to move into Wuthering Hills about 5-6 years ago, and up until about 2 years ago, we were bringing in quite a bit of money per year, revenue-wise, and things seemed to be going pretty well. But things kind of started to falter a little bit. I don't know if it was just we didn't need as much. If we didn't meet the expectations of customers as much as we have in the past, we've had some issues, internally, but it's really starting to affect the business, and it's taken a toll on the family. But the reason really I'm here, and I think some of the stuff I told you, I think relates to it, is that in the last couple months, both of my children have been getting hit with metal objects, and mostly on the on the torso, on the back or the front, and at both, they leave these large bruises, and there's nothing that's been cut, and there's not been any bones broken, but there are certainly welts that are noticeable. Um, you know, we I think that Dale caused these injuries. Um, and last week we had the oldest one, Jonah. He went to school and he had bruises all over his face. And the school called me and asked me how this happened. And I said that I think Jonah fell down some stairs. And when he got home, I asked him the same thing, what he told the school, and he said that he fell down the stairs. And I love my wife, and I don't want a divorce, but I think she's got an issue that needs to be dealt with. And I'm not sure, if is there a way to find out if the school has reported this to any sort of authority? And if they haven't, if there is a way to stop them from reporting.
Gotcha.
I'm I've been under a lot of stress lately with I'm not sleeping well, really not eating much. I'm either eating too much or not enough.
Yeah.
And it's just and it's just not been a very good time of things lately. So
Of course. Well, I'm very sorry that you're having to go through that. I can understand being a business owner myself how stressful it can be dealing with personal issues on top of professional issues. So I understand where you're coming from on a stress level, and but I can't imagine what you're going through at the moment. Pretty much what I'm just going to repeat kind of the main things that you told me thus far. So you're married to Dale. You have 2 kids, Jonah and Ethan. The owner of Transporters. Transporters was real successful for some time. Past couple years, it's kind of taken a little bit of a downturn, and it's caused an issue with your family, kind of taking a toll on yourself, taking a toll on Dale, might have taken a toll on your children. And so your concern is the past few months, you've noticed welts and bruising on Ethan and Jonah's torso region, front and back. And you believe that this is coming from, or these welts are from Dale striking the children with a metal object. And so not only are you concerned about your children's welfare, but you're also concerned with the school district who recently called you inquiring about the welts or the bruises on Jonah's face,
Yeah.
and you're pretty much wondering if there's any way to find out if the school has reported this to a Child Protective Services or a similar authority.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to be able to handle things internally,
Of course.
but you know, because I don't want someone on the outside telling me what to do. But on the other hand, I want to know if something's been done.
Yeah.
I'd at least like to have some sort of a heads up, or something that would tell me one way or another.
Gotcha. So I guess kind of before, going into more detailed items, is there anything else you would like me to kind of add to the list of details I mentioned?
I mean, the only thing I really know is, that could be some, thing one or another is that, we were, I think a lot of this was the stress, but we both, we both tried drugs last year. We were both doing cocaine, and we both got addicted very quickly.
Mm.
Maybe it explains some of the downturn in our finances, but I don't know. I was able to, I went and sought out help, and I've been clean for 8 months.
Mm.
But I'm not sure if Dale is still. I'm not sure if she's done anything to clean up, or I've tried talking to her, but I'm concerned because we're buying from the street, these drugs, and I knew where I was getting them from when I was addicted, but I have no idea where she's getting them now. And so I really don't know.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations on your sobriety. I know how addicting cocaine can be. I've heard the reports, read the reports, and so I congratulate you on your sobriety. Are there any? So, do you believe that potentially this is maybe why Terry would have a reason to strike your children? Do you think it would be under a drug-induced haze? And
I honestly, it could be that Dale has that. I really don't know.
Gotcha.
I've never seen the striking, so I don't know what she's like when she's doing it. I just know she's been kind of, she's always kind of got a glazed look in her eye all the time. So I don't know if she's, and I remember looking like that for a long time, but I don't know if she's, on anything at that moment, or if she's come down from something. I don't know.
And does Dale have a violent past? Has she shown potential anger management issues prior or during her addiction?
Nothing in terms of like anger management issues, just other than when, recently when she's been on this stuff. There wasn't anything that would suggest that she was violent before.
Gotcha.
She was sweet. That's part of the reason why I married her, is because she was this very kind person.
Mm. Well, so pretty much, so what it sounds like is your goals are trying to see if the school has, or anyone has reported anything to a social services or agency such as that would come and check and potentially disturb your life, and then see if there's any way to handle everything internally. Are there any other goals or interests you have that I maybe missed?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Like, honestly, I'm not really sure what to do at this point. She's, if she's hitting the kids, I want it to stop, but I don't really know what to do.
Gotcha.
So I'm really kind of at a loss here in terms of where I can, I don't want to divorce her, and I don't think she wants to divorce me.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know if she's ever going to want to get clean.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I really don't. And so, I'm trying to figure things out, but I don't know what to do.
Gotcha. Well, I'm very sorry you have to deal with all this. I'm hoping that I can help you along with this process and try to make things as least stressful as possible on you, seeing that you have so much on your plate right now. So, pretty much what we would expect after this meeting is moving forward. I will attempt to see if there have been any reports made. This is probably going to be pretty difficult. Agencies such as social services or similar agencies, they typically stay pretty confidential on reporting issues.
Yeah.
I think it's a good sign that you haven't been visited by a government employee or anyone like that, or has anyone visited you?
No. I haven't. There's no one been around to come to us about any issues. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so I guess that's maybe a little bit telling, because how long ago did the school call?
It was, a handful of weeks ago, wasn't it? Yeah, it was last week. So, it wasn't, maybe 10 days ago.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'll do my best trying to uncover this information. Can't really have any guarantees, but I can definitely begin to research what courses of action we would be able to take to attempt to keep everything internal and to, I guess, maybe mitigate the amount of stress it would cause to you. And also, it might be better for the children seeing how child services and foster care and these are potential avenues that might be visited if a government employee is to become involved or a social worker is to become involved.
Okay.
So I will begin looking into those issues. We would take pretty much a proactive approach and come up with a list of things we can do, and that way, if anything were to happen, we would already know what our train of thought would be to go from there. So that's what will happen after this meeting. But if you would like to go that route, I would need a retainer fee to actually begin work on finding this information and pretty much developing a strategy on how we go through forward. So my retainer fee is $2,000, and pretty much what a retainer fee is it's not like you're giving me $2,000 and I'm putting it in my pocket. The $2,000 is pretty much a we can call it like a deposit, and essentially my hourly rate is $175, and for every hour I work, that begins to kind of total up. But if the hourly fee doesn't meet, or the $2,000 is taken off from the hourly. So if I work an hour and if I incur an hourly rate of $2,000, then there's no more after that. In addition, the $2,000 doesn't have to be paid now. It just has to be paid prior to when work can be completed. So once I receive that is when I can start to begin. And look at the retainer fee as almost like a down payment that will be applied towards the total fee bill.
Okay.
So if you want me to represent you here on forward, that's how the fee arrangement would pretty much be. I have a fee agreement right here. If you would like for me to move forward, if you want to read that over and just kind of go over that real quick, if you could put your name here and then sign and date, then I can have you signed up. And then once I receive your retainer fee, I can begin to work on the strategy and approach to where we would go from here on out.
Okay.
So if you want to read that over. And here's a pen. And thank you so much, Jerry. And again, I'm really sorry for everything that's going on right now. I will try to alleviate a lot of the stress that this situation has been causing you, and hopefully we can get this settled. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to call, email. I will be more aptly to respond during my business hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Those are typically when I'm going to be most available. If you try to contact me after those hours, typically it's going to be a delayed response. You may not hear back from me until the following day whenever I get into the office, but I will try to respond to any correspondence as soon as possible. So I'm going to have my secretary get a copy of the fee agreement for your purposes in record keeping, and pretty much what we'll do from here is we will schedule a meeting a month from now to go over pretty much everything I've figured out. If you'd like to move that up, just shoot me an email or give me a call, and we can move that up. I can fit you in where I can, and but no later than a month we'll sit down. We'll kind of go over what our strategy is going to be and see what we want to do moving forward.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, Terry.
All right. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Thank you.